Welcome to the new worst looking game on the PS4. This is Racing Bros. Why is it called that? I don't know. What is it? Kind of sort of racing. Single players racing. This is a game that actually kind of harkens back to nostalgia because the multiplayer is better than the single player. There's more to do actually in co-op than there is just on your own. Because on your own, there's a speed record for this game. Somebody speedrunning even this game, yes. In under 3 minutes. And I will link that in the description. Because I ended up accidentally speedrunning this game. I just wanted to get through playing it quick because it's not the most fun thing. And yeah, I actually now am the second fastest ever player of this game, for what it's worth. So let's get into the review, folks. I will say that this is by far the worst looking game on the PS4. It's not the worst game on the PS4 because that just goes to any modern game made by the 2K franchise. Which, granted, 2K Sports Rants is now for Rantating, but there's some on my channel as well. Just now it's on Rantating. But this is this. But it's also free. And, well, this is Racing Bros, as I said. Let's get into it, folks. This is just me playing through the campaign mode of the one-player one, and there's no online. It's either 1 through 4 players. Yes, this is actually a free game that offers 4-player multiplayer, which is extremely rare nowadays. But, well, this is the single player. I'll just say that. This is going in single player. This is beat the Mafia and reach the goal first. Or I think that says first because the white text and the white lights of the truck thing or whatever that is are pretty similar. But I think that's, and then the word reach is capitalized for some reason. I don't really know why. But let's just get into it, folks, and yeah, analyze the racing instead of the screens loading the race. Speaking of loading, the startup for this game is actually quite quick, but the load times given of what you're looking at is still pretty cotton picking long. Though it's pretty cotton picking short is that I've already finished about half this track in the time it takes to start the race, meaning that you start the race before the countdown for the race, and then now I have finished the race. Again, I just wanted to get through this as quickly as possible, and one of the few videos that I've watched on this, because I didn't really want to watch anymore, is I actually watched a review by someone on GT Planet, which is nice, and then I'll put this on GT Planet, and that was a good review. And then, like, 2 other videos I watched was actually from the studio that made this game, a single-player video and a multiplayer video. And then, like, the only other one I saw was speedrunning of this game, so I just wanted to get over it quick, so I did that strategy. And I honestly figured this was going to be fixed by now, because that speedrunning video is over a month old, but no, they haven't done anything. That's just how it is. I will say this, the studio itself actually commented on the YouTube video, one of the ones I watched, and said that the starting before the countdown actually ends is on purpose. They wanted to do that just to make their game different. Take that as y'all may, but I'll just say that I don't think that's the best way you can make your game different, is just by not starting correctly. It's probably not the most ideal situation. Oh yeah, and these trees aren't real, so that's a speedrunning strat right yonder, is you can just go through those trees. And then, as y'all can see, the first 2 tracks in the game are circuits, so you can just cut part of it and get to the finish line, and yeah. Also, the winning song, I actually like the winning song. It's sort of like a discount AC/DC thing, but it still sounds decent for the type of music that I like that goes into it well. But apparently it's copyrighted, so yeah. I don't have the music all that up loud anyway, because the total volume is just, there's nothing really to hear. On the reviews, without someone talking to this, you can hear the sounds if you want, but I don't think y'all really want to. There's not much to the sounds, really. But hallelujah, there actually is a level in this game that has a wall preventing cheating. So yeah, there's actually an invisible wall in the back of this one that goes around the whole thing, so you can't directly cheat. But you can just cut the rest of the track, and now I'm already here and in the lead and such. That's just dandy, ain't it? There are some things you can hit in this, like those houses and stuff on the side you can actually hit, and the bigger trees you can hit, but the smaller trees not so much. The yellow barriers you can hit, but there's also a button for this game in which you can jump. What you saw at the beginning of this race, you can just jump over the barriers. But this is supposed to be water, and there's even a boat in the water, and yeah, that's not water. That's just road painted like water. But I will say this too, that's one of the more famous things of why this game got some notoriety other than looks terrible, is there's the floaty physics that are kind of eh. And I don't even think this was the car flipping because I got it too far out, because I've gotten it this far out before. I think that's just the terrain was raised here. Any time in which the terrain isn't flat in this game, the physics are random. You don't know what's going to happen. But luckily, I speedrunned it and clutched it and actually landed it. And while that is like a 1 second time loss there in my speedrun, that's accidental. Because this was literally the first time I ever played the game. I still managed to clutch it out, and yeah, I won the race. And that's something, ain't it? Because, well, I hope that is something, because the next race, it's Racing Madness, but it's literally just racing again. I will say the first map of racing, which, wait for it, folks, I'll say that, it is definitely the best map. It has a lot of elevation chains, and it has like a rock slide in it, and a giant jump and stuff. But still, the first map is decently like entertaining for playing it once, but it's just the game looks so terrible and it's so exploitable and just I will say that the game is free, and that's nice, but this is literally the entire game. Granted, I played it to get through it quickly, but given like the fourth most popular video for this game that I've seen, I think there is one video that has like 65,000 views or something, but it's foreign. But like the fourth most popular video that I've seen on it, and actually the most popular video that I've seen on it is a review and not from the actual developers of the game, which is saying something, is a speedrun of this game. Yeah. I speedran the game in about 3 minutes and 30 seconds or so. I think the way that the actual speedrunner did it, that I'll link in the description, is they started the timer, like, or I'll just restart the video. They started the timer as the screen ended. Like the timer starts here as it loads into the game. And then the timer ends, like, right, I think just as the race finishes is how they did it. So, like, as it flashes to the windscreen, so the equivalent of here, the timer stops. In about that amount of time, I didn't count it exactly, but I think it's about 3 minutes and 30 seconds for me. And as far as I've seen of the videos and such, there's no other speedrunning videos of it, and all the videos are just playing it quote-unquote normally. And yeah, I'm already the second fastest in the world, at least documented, of playing this game. I can upload the without me talking through it footage if y'all really want, and I have a few extra clips of just stupidness of like the glitches and stuff that I can upload as well. If y'all want to see more of this game just for laughs, I'm fine with that, because I mean the game is free. It's definitely up there for one of the worst PS4 games, though again, given the context, it's definitely 2K. Their games are literally unplayable, and they're quote-unquote AAA. This game's actually playable. There's some glitches in there, but a lot of it's on purpose. It's like a dumbed-down goat simulator, really. It's supposed to be stupid, and they mean it to be. Just Goat Simulator looks alright, and has a lot of depth to it for what it is. This you finish in 3 minutes, and it looks like a PS2 game. But it is free, so I'm not really going to knock it all that much because there's about 20 minutes of content in the multiplayer, because I played the multiplayer because they don't check controllers. You just go in, and if one controller works, it's what you use. And it has car soccer because Rocket League was cool 5 years ago, and it's terrible. But there's like a downhill slalom mode that's kind of like the Tony Hawk thing. I can't even remember what that game was called, the one that didn't get all that good reviews like 10 years ago. So like Downhill Fury or something like that. It's like that, but with their trucks. And it has a generic cops versus robbers mode because Need for Speed was cool 15 years ago. And if this game was made for the PS2, it would be an average game, I think. But on the PS4, it's not so much. And by average game, I still mean a free game. Like, it's only 30 minutes of content and 20 minutes of content for multiplayer, so I would still say it would be a free game, like, attached to, like, a main game. Granted, this is an actual studio now, and they have a YouTube channel that I guess I'll link in the description. I don't mean for people to go on that channel because I link it and then say bad stuff. I like it because they actually are making more games in the future, and as far as I could tell, this was the first game they made. So this was probably just more of a tech demo of stuff to come. Like, stuff to come they released that actually is for profit and not just free. So, I mean, I guess as a tech demo, if you're counting it, like, as a beta for something, so therefore the graphics aren't polished, and it's more just to see what the company's about, it's alright. But if this is actually meant to be a game, yeah, not so much. But anyway, yeah, the Mafia's in the game because an excuse to have police or something, and you can cheat through half of the game, and the game looks like a PS2 game, but it's a free game to show what's to come. So overall, I would give Racing Bros itself like a 2 out of 10 because, I mean, I guess it's on purpose to be bad. I get that. But, I mean, it's not a 1 out of 10 because I guess it is playable for what they're trying to be. But if it is showing things to come, I mean, I guess I hope the company succeeds. They don't seem to be doing anything in ill practice or whatever. They're not meaning to scam people because this is free anyway and it doesn't have microtransactions. So I guess I don't wish failure on the company because I mean, the game is quite bad, but it's not trying to rip people off like 2K. That's really about the only way I can think to put it. So there you have it, folks. That's my review, Specialtatin, whatever you want to call this, on Racing Bros. I'll probably just title this My Thoughts on Racing Bros or something like that. I don't know. There's a few more clips of this, and I guess I could honestly try to get the speedrunning record on this. Did I just quit school and become a Racing Bros speedrunner? Yeah, it's a possibility, I guess. Yeah, I could do that. I really could. But, yeah, I need to save about 30 seconds off my record. Really, about the only playing of the game is this level. So, I could probably get like 20 seconds there, and then just miscellaneous few seconds of getting completely down cutting the track bits on the others. So, what do y'all think? It's pretty obvious what people think about it. Yeah, about the only interesting part of this game is to see the stupidness of it. And again, Goat Simulator takes like 10 hours to finish, so you see stupidness for a while. I played the game pretty much non-stop for 3 days, but didn't really no point in coming back to it. This game I played pretty much non-stop for about 3 hours, and then now there's no point coming back to it unless I want to try to speedrun it. And yeah. That's that, folks. That's that. Racing Bros. I don't really think it's worth a yeehaw, but at least it's free, so I wouldn't necessarily call it a waste of time for something that's free because you can laugh at how bad it is. It's not like a 2K or a Ride to Hell Retribution or whatever it is, where there's effort put into it to at least make it look like another game it's trying to rip off, like 2K trying to rip off NBA Live, and Retribution trying to rip off like Grand Theft Auto or whatever. This, I think, is its own thing, and it's trying to be its own thing. It's just not much of a thing, and my review has been longer than it takes you to play the entire game, so I hope that's worth a yeehaw. And yeah, I try to make my reviews in depth and stuff, but as y'all can tell, this one wasn't all that much. But again, I can speedrun it, and there's a few clips of stupidness if y'all want to see it later. I ain't gonna upload it now because I get that this ain't really a game to make much content for. But if y'all want it, it's there and I can do it. Don't know what else to really say about this. At least I was able to make the review, I guess, fairly in depth. Yay.